All right, welcome to Wildcat Live's presentation of the Boys Intercity Swim Meet. My name is Tim Franz. I'm one of the sponsors of Wildcat Live, and alongside me is Eric Arndt. Eric, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's been, about 10 months since we've done some announcing of swim. Actually, almost 11, right?
Yeah, it would have been last February the last time we did this for sectionals right here at this pool.
Yep, that's correct. So we're back in the same spot, almost the same chairs, but this time it's a little different. It's inner city, which includes all 5 of our main inner city high schools: Bloomington High School, Central Catholic, Normal Community, Normal West, and University High. Before we start talking about some of the teams, probably a good idea to thank our sponsors. As always, our sponsors are Condor Club, Select Screen Prints, and Tony's Tacos. All 3 great businesses, local businesses, so if you get an opportunity to frequent any of those, that'd be great. Who doesn't like tacos?
Yeah, right on.
I know not everyone likes golf, but the Condor Club is a great indoor golf facility. And then Select Screen Prints does a great job with any type of apparel need and screen printing needs. So hopefully we have enough time. It should be about 10 minutes before we get into the swimming. Let's talk about our teams. We're going to start with the Raiders.
Yeah, let's do it. So first up, we've got the Bloomington Raiders. Head coach is Adam Blanchard. And their captain today is Elliot Tolentino. You can see a few of the swimmers listed on the card
and
there.
that is there. They have
today.
6 swimmers.
All right, so all 6 are here
on
today?
their team. They also are assisted by Jen Godlewski and their forever coach,
Of
Bob
course.
Loy, who was one of the all-time greatest coaches in Illinois high school history, and
Absolutely.
just a good guy. So that's the Raiders. Let's talk a little bit about the Saints. Their head coach is Bill Rhodes and assisted by Don Current. Their captains are Jonathan Blankenship and Vaughn Oakey. You know Vaughn a little bit from the Funky Fish, and he swam there with Cooper. Great guy. A lot of fun to be around. They have 1 diver, I believe, that is diving tonight, and that's Ian Bryson. So the Saints, they won their little invite they have with a couple other Catholic schools. They got 4th place in the Iron Invite and 5th place at the Joliet Sprint Catholic Invitational. I'm sorry, just Joliet Sprint Invitational. The Ironmen, you know anything about them?
Yeah, next up, your home team today, Normal Community Ironmen, head coach Heather Budak. They've got a plethora of swimmers listed there that are here today, but their captains and seniors all rounding out 4 years of swimming, which is pretty impressive.
Yes.
Ethan Arndt and Ben Drake, Sam Grogine, Dhruv Joshi, and Wade Pyle.
Wade Pyle, that name sounds what?
Oh,
Okay. That name sounds familiar. Uh-oh. I just moved that accidentally and got to move it back.
I shouldn't have touched your screen.
That's all right. It's not a big deal at all. Community Macomb Invite champions. They got 2nd place in the Iron Invite and the BHS Invite and the Jayhawk Invitational. So.
And just in on Saturday, they won the UT Invite over in the Quad Cities.
That I did not put that on there because I had done those before.
There you go. That's why I got
so
breaking
a couple
news.
tournament championships. They're very solid and look to definitely be one of the front runners today. The Wildcats are coached by Dawn Fudge, assisted by Miranda Henson, and Maggie Root is their diving coach. They have 3 captains: Matthew Chapman, Joshua Sunkel, and Jackson Tomera, all seniors. It looks like they're going to have 2 divers, Mason Montgomery and Matthew Chapman. Originally, he was not going to dive, but he's going to. And they have a few 3rd place showings in some tournaments, and they are the defending inner city champs. So they had taken the crown away. Normal Community won several years in a row, and the Wildcats were able to win last year. So,
all right, rounding out town here is the 5th and final school. It's U High, University High School, coached by Michelle Meyer. Assistant coach Kevin Yarger. They've got a slew of swimmers listed there, but they're captained by Spencer Bosendorf, Ethan Lavaza, and Azrith Pana. They've got several accomplishments listed at the bottom of the card there that you can see, including most recently a 7th place finish at the BHS Invite.
All right, so throughout the meet, every once in a while, as often as we can, we'll be showing the team results. We have to wait till they become official and are put onto Meet Mobile, so it takes a little while. They won't be done all the time. And then at the bottom, you can see the individual results. Right now, there's nothing because we haven't swam anything, but as we do, I've got an awesome helper over here behind me, Caitlin Owen, who is going to be watching her brother swim, but then also updating our results so we can see them live.
There's always people in the background to make us look good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I just put up, I'm going to take off the leaderboard there, and I just put up the current event, and hopefully you can see that okay, but that's the event that is being swam or diving at the current moment. So it should be highlighted in white, whatever is currently being swam. So any general comments?
I don't think so. You mentioned it already. Normal West is looking to repeat as champions. Community had won for several years in a row, at least since the pandemic. I expect it to be very close between those two teams today. So it should be exciting right up until the final event, the 4 free relay.
One of the greatest things about Intercity is these, they're rivals, but they're also friends. They also sometimes swim on the same team year-round. They compete against each other year-round. It's not like just basketball or just football season. It's pretty much always swim season. And so it's
I'm going to say in
fun.
2 months they'll be teammates again.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and sometimes even less than that. So let's take a quick look because it looks like they're getting ready for our first event, which will be the 200 medley relay. Let's see, having some technical issues. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm a little.
Well, we got video.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. But why?
Will you work on that? You want me to talk a little bit about the 200 medley relay?
Sure, why don't you?
Right on.
So great.
First event tonight's going to be the 200-yard medley relay. Right as I begin to talk about it, though, I think we're going to pause, listen to the announcer, and have the national anthem here.
The Wildcats from Normal Community West, coached by Don Flood. And Pioneers from University High School, coached by Michelle Meyer. Today's game officials, it's Julie Emmerman with the Club Fire Store, Mr. Scott Monty. Review all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Just a reminder to everybody, please.
All right, so our announcer is making some announcements. We're going to be getting started. Having a tough time with my overlays. It's supposed to show the top swimmers in each category. So if you want to talk about the relays, I know we have do we have 2 heats in the first?
We're going to have 2 heats. 200-yard medley relay. So the first heat, you're going to have 4 teams.
Event 2, 200-yard medley relay. Heat 1.
In lane 3 will be Normal West C team. Lane 4, Central Catholic's B team. Lane 5, U-High's A team. And in lane 6, Community's C team. right, and we're off. And it'd be really awesome if we could sit here and tell you who's swimming.
It's really hard. You have no idea.
Yeah, so coaches are allowed to submit, excuse me, up to 8 names for each relay, and they can decide up until the start of each one who's going to swim. So we're not privy to who's swimming right now, and I recognize a few faces, but 200-yard medley relay, of course, starts with a 50 backstroke, transitions to a 50 breaststroke, 50 fly, and concludes with 50 freestyle. Last year, Normal West won the 200-yard medley relay to kick off the meet in a time of 1:39.54.
That was a lot of fun from a dad standpoint, a Normal West dad, and they had a couple good battles in that relay. So,
as we wait for the second heat will be headlined in the center of the pool by Community and West. I expect a pretty good race between those two, and we'll be able to call off who's swimming in each of those as they get going.
all right, well, it's finally coming up.
Oh, look at that. Way to go, man.
So that's for the second heat here. We'll take this off in a second. So that is the top 3 for this here. Well, I'll put it back in a second, right before, or as this one ends. Looks like we're going to have a winner here in the heat, and that's a University High. Is that correct?
That's what it looks like to me.
Followed
In lane
by
5, that was U-High coming in a time of 2:02.96. Followed closely in lane 4 was Central Catholic's B team in a time of 2:06.32.
Normal West still in the water. Ethan Roki, one of my favorite additions to the Normal West Wildcat swim team, will likely be participating in the IHSA AWD division.
As Ethan finishes up here, maybe we'll set the stage for Heat 2.
Yeah, let's just quickly talk about the seed times. Normal Community obviously seeded first. Normal West, a few seconds behind Central Catholic, is then has the 3rd best time. Go ahead and talk about the other ones.
Right on. Lane 2, Norval Community's B team. Lane 3, you mentioned Central Catholic. Lane 4, you mentioned Community. And lane 5, you mentioned West. Rounding out the field, lane 6, Normal West B. And lane 7, Bloomington's A team. See a few swimmers I recognize here. Maybe you can help me out with the West swimmers. I'll start with the community swimmers. Ethan Arndt's going to be leading off with the backstroke in lane 2. Looks like Logan Goss next to him, former community swimmer, now swimming for Central Catholic in lane 3. And Nolan Pyle leading the A relay for community in lane 4. You want to cover the West swimmers?
Yeah, Cooper Franz is swimming the back, and my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be, but for some reason I'm thinking that's Mason Montgomery, but I could be wrong on that. When they have got caps on, it's harder for me to. Should be a good race. The backstroke, you've got 3 really good backstrokers here in the middle of the pool. And we got a really long start here. Oh, we've got someone in lane 6 that's struggling with their what do they call that? The help with the backstroke start.
Yeah, it's
the
like
little ladder, the foot thingamajigger, I think is what it's called.
Allows them to put their feet up when they push back. Gives them a little leverage as they flip back.
And do you know why they're using them this year and they didn't use them last year?
I'm not up on that.
Because it was against IHSA rules. They just changed the rules.
Right on.
And so they're now allowed to use them in IHSA competitions.
Pretty standard international and
yes.
And collegiate. So we've got Normal Community's quartet has had quite a successful season. These 4 boys have set several pool records and even the school record along the way.
Looks like Cooper Franz and Nolan Pyle. Right back, Nolan a little better underwaters there on his second time around. Cooper's a little bit longer, so it looks like he's going to have a slight lead. Normal second, and then normal B. A good strong backstroke leg. This is Pearson Odlin and Sam Grogine. Sam Grogine from Normal Community. Pearson Odlin. Sam is an elite 50 breaststroker. He has such a quick and powerful stroke.
Sam just committed this week.
Yes, that is correct.
Youngstown State, so congratulations to Sam. As
so
we come to the wall here, Sam's going to touch just ahead of Pearson.
And then,
go ahead.
Yeah, now you got Wade Pyle in the pool and the butterfly, which is one of his strong strokes, and you're going to hear that name a lot. He is one of the best swimmers in the state of Illinois, and a great flyer. So you could see that the breaststrokers ended at the same time, and Normal's got about a length and a half lead. So, and Josh Unkel's a very good flyer as well. So.
Normal Community looks like they hand it off to Troy Retkamp, who's going to anchor this relay and bring it home. Probably about a body length lead. Does it look like he's swimming freestyle?
A little bit more. About a body and a half. I believe. I got to look here. I think that's Hoyt Carter, but hard to tell. Hoyt's got a lot of hair, but when it gets under that cap.
Community took first in 136.63. That might be a school. It's a full second off of the school record as of last year. They may have gone faster this year. I don't have that in front of me.
137 was the school record before.
Yeah, they've broken it a few times this year.
Okay, got it. That makes sense
to them.
Yes.
Important though, West got second place points out of lane 5. Third place was Community's B team. So
I'm not sure if relays get 2 points for second. If you know what I mean. So, all right, here's the 200-yard freestyle. These are the top 3. We'll talk about this heat first, but it will come up soon, hopefully.
Yeah, Meet Mobile typically, for those watching along at home, Meet Mobile should refresh after the first event here, if you're watching.
So here are the top 3 seeds. Lucas Lehman, 154.46 from U-High. Just right behind him, Josh Sunkel from Normal West, and Ethan Arndt, third.
As long as you got that overlay up, look at those times. Those are all
that's crazy. It's going to be within a
it's
second of each other, not even a second, about 0.7 seconds. So
all 3 of those boys have been having a great season. We should be a very impressively fast race there.
Yep. So the first heat in lane 2 is Braden Knopfsinger from Bloomington High School. In lane 3, Tristan Guernsey from U-High. Lane 4, Hunter Thompson from Normal West. Lane 5, Paul Caters from Central Catholic, and his brother Noah, freshman from Central Catholic, is in lane 6. Top time here is Hunter Thompson's 212.88, just a freshman from Normal West.
Last year's champion in this race was Wade Pyle, who you just saw swim fly for Community's medley relay. He finished at 149.54 last year, and if we go back 2 years, 2 swimmers we already saw. Logan Goss was champion, followed by Ethan Arndt. They were both sophomores that year and were the top 2 finishers.
I got to remind myself to change the little mark that shows which event we're on. We moved on from the 200 medley, and we are now in the 200 freestyle. It's looking like lane 4, that's Hunter Thompson, the freshman from Normal West, is in the lead so far after 150. He's got 50 to go. Central Catholic's Paul Caters. Cotters or Caters? What do you think about that?
Let's go Caters, but I'm guessing right along with you.
Okay. And his younger brother is not too far back from him. And then lanes 2 and 3 are kind of side by side here, and it looks like Hunter Thompson is going to take heat 1. His seat time was 2:12. He's going to add a little bit of time. 2:18, 2:19.39.
Of course, adding time is not too uncommon this time of year, and very few of these boys, actually, I'd be surprised if many of these boys are rested for this meet.
Yeah, if you're a parent or a grandparent and you haven't followed a lot of like these types of swim meets, we're not in the middle, we're probably 2/3 of the way through, but they are trying to get themselves rested when it comes to sectionals.
Absolutely.
So this is a meet that they're pretty tired.
Yeah, for half the team it'll be the conference meet.
Correct.
A week and a half from now. Urbana for several of these schools. But then, yes, the sectional meet for those that have bigger goals. So here we are, second and final
throw
heat,
this
200
right
yard
up
freestyle.
here.
Center of
Again,
the pool, you've got Ethan Arndt in lane 3, Lucas Lehman in lane 4, and Josh Sunkel in lane 5. And you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, swimmers being on the same club teams. I think all 3 of these boys have been on the same club team at the same time.
Yep. This is going to be a fun race.
Full pool, we've got Spencer Forrester in lane 1, Josh Bierbaum in lane 2, Ethan Arndt in lane 3, Lucas Lehman from U-High in lane 4. The aforementioned Josh Sunkel from Normal West in lane 5, Talon Cunningham from Community in lane 7, Mason LeCamp from Community in lane 8, James Lawrence from Central Catholic.
It's like Josh Sunkel's got a little bit of a lead here on both Lucas Lehman and I think that's Talon Cunningham. Looking like, well, no. Yeah, is that Talon Cunningham in lane 6, right?
Sure is. Talon's been swimming extremely well.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, Ethan just on that last turn, a strong turn. Those two are neck and neck right now, turning exactly the same time after 100.
All those boys under 30 seconds at the turn there for that last 50, but Josh with a good body length lead on everybody right now.
Yeah, this is one of those races that to me would be tough because it's a sprint, but it's 200. So, in 100 you feel like you can sprint and just say, I'm going to suck it up, but this is like you can sprint and get out too fast, and then you've got 50 to go, and you're like, uh-oh.
So it's Josh Sunkel at the last, with the last 50 having the lead.
Ethan Arndt looks like he's taken over Lucas Lehman in second place. He's coming in strong. In fact, he is going for Josh Sunkel right now.
Come on, kid. Obviously, that's my boy in the white cap in lane 3. So
I don't think he's going to quite get him, but that was an effort right there by the young Ethan Arndt.
Let's give our props to Josh Sunkel from West, taking the Intercity crown in a time of 1:52.42.
It's a good 2-second drop.
Oh, there. Wow. I'm glad you mentioned that. Good for him. I see Ethan's time was 1:52.82. I'm stuttering because I want to make sure I'm reading this right, but that's almost 3 seconds season best for him, about a second
who
off
was
his
that?
lifetime best for Ethan.
Wow.
And in
nice swim.
Yeah, third place, Lucas Lehman, 1:54.69. That's a season best for him as well. So all those boys really pushed each other.
Kind of setting the tone there. So we have 2 heats here. This is the 200 individual medley, which is, as you said before, all 4 strokes.
Why don't you read off who we've got in
lane 3 is Ian Bryson, who's also a diver from Central Catholic. Evan Herbst is the Normal West swimmer in lane 4. Lane 5 is Abhi Harakrishnan from Normal Community. And in lane 6, sophomore from Bloomington Reeve Galfie. So top seed time here is Evan Herbst, a 2:41.
Looking back at a little history here, last year, someone you know well, Cooper, was the Intercity champion of 200 IM in a time of 2:01.87. We'll see him in the next heat. And if we go back another year to 2024, we had Kenneth Wills, Matthew Meyer, and Cooper Franz on the podium.
Oh, wow. So Cooper as a sophomore, or no, so a freshman, I guess that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He's only a junior. I sometimes forget.
Don't rush it.
I'm
Don't
really
rush it.
glad. So in a second here, we'll put up the graphic for the top 3 of the 200 IM. We'll just kind of quickly highlight those 3 swimmers.
Tim, if you're new, for those that might be new to swimming, 200 IM starts with a 50 butterfly, transitions to a 50 brack. Now they're all doing their 50 breaststroke, and it'll close with 50 freestyle.
It's a tough race.
It is. As you get into club season, you'll see some of these same boys doing 400 IM.
Yes.
But 200 IM is obviously the only high school
Yep.
IM.
Yeah, if you think 200 IM's hard, 400 is twice as, well, probably 3 times actually, because it's one of the most brutal races. I think probably up there with the 200 fly. Looking like Evan Herbst is out in the lead right now. Abhi Harikrishnan is trying to catch up to him, and he looks like he is making a little progress. If you're out there watching, you're trying to find Meet Mobile. So far, it doesn't look like it's up, so hopefully it will be up soon.
You got the graphic up there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that up there.
Here's the second and final heat of the 200 IM, and obviously someone you know well is going to lead the way.
Yeah, Cooper 1:58.59, swam a few weeks ago. Nolan Pyle is a great swimmer, and it's going to be probably those two kind of back and forth. And in the past, when they've swam together, it's been the last 2 legs that has really allowed Cooper to win. So we'll see what happens here.
Third face you had on there was Aiden Richards for U-High, coming in with a 2:08.06.
Yeah, he's a really good swimmer. Has been swimming against Cooper and these guys for quite some time. So you see both Nolan and Cooper coming out pretty strong on the fly and the backstroke. They're both strong flyers and strong backstrokers. Logan's a little better at the freestyle, and Cooper's a little better at the breaststroke. So
let's see, Cooper's sea time 1:58.49. He swam that in the same pool just a couple weeks ago here at the Iron Invite.
Yeah, that's right.
And Nolan turned in a 2:02.62. Jayhawk Invite up in Rockford just a couple Saturdays ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. And Aiden just swam his couple not too long ago at all. 2:08.06 is his best, about a second lower than that, and his lifetime best was last year at sectionals. So
at the halfway point, Cooper's got about a half a body length lead over Nolan.
This is where Cooper looks to try to gain about a length. Not a very good finish there on that wall, but if he can be, a length and a half, Nolan's a really good freestyler, so he wants to have a little bit of separation. Looks like Aiden Richards trying to catch up with Nolan. All right, come on, Coop. Obviously, I gotta say something.
Please do.
For my kid. Let's go. Let's use those big feet.
It's going to be Cooper taking the win here. Nolan's swimming well. Nolan's improved so much since his freshman year.
He's bigger,
so
faster, stronger.
And more confident, and you can just see it. It's a lot of fun.
So Cooper's going to add a little time here, but take a pretty convincing victory. Going to be just at 2 minutes. So
looks like 2:00.37
yep.
For Cooper.
It's a good race at this point.
Nolan touching in 2:05.57, and Aiden
2:08, right about where his time was. So again, if you're if you're swimming your best time right now, that's a good sign for sectionals. Lane 2, normal community swimmer. Who is that?
That was Oliver Kirk,
Oliver,
a
nice
freshman. Yeah.
Good race for him.
He comes in at 2:22:39 to take
a couple
fourth
seconds
place.
off his best.
Logan Goss, welcome back to the pool,
Yeah.
Logan. It's good to see you swimming again. Takes 5th place in a 2:24:34.
I'm very excited that he is back in the pool.
Let's see, 6th place went to lane 7. George Cole out of Central Catholic. 7th place to Rowan from U High, another freshman, 2:34:01. And rounding up the field was Alex Betts from Normal West, 2:40.94.
We got 50-yard freestyle first heat in lane 1. I'm sorry, lane 2 is Ishan Shukla, from U High. Maddox Schweitzer from Normal West is in lane 3. Lane 4, Daniel Becker from Central Catholic. Lane 5, Dennis Owen from U High. And lane 6, Alec Collins, also from Normal West.
Splash and dash, we don't get to say much during this race, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to put up the graphic here in a second, and it's going to be up there for about 2 seconds.
I'll cover it real quick for you. Wade Pyle is going to be in lane 4, coming in with a seed time of 20.74. Followed by Hoyt Carter from Normal West and Troy Retkamp from Community. And we finished up the first heat.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to get rid of that overlay so people could see the finish on that. I apologize.
We got Dennis.
So 24.15 in lane 5.
That's Dennis from U High taking
good
the
swim.
first heat.
Good swim.
Let's turn our attention though to the final heat.
It's a fun race. It's Wade Pyle's going to win by a lot because he is an elite 50 freestyler, but it's just such a fun race to watch.
Wade's had a great year. He went 20.79 at the Iron Invite. He even went 20.33 at Junior Nationals in December, right at the start of the season.
It's hard to tell whether that record board is accurate or not, so can't really say what the school record is.
There's Wade's underwater. So impressive as he goes into the first turn already.
I mean, just under 10 seconds at the mark, and he's going for it. He is going for it. Come on, get it.
It's going to be under 21. 20.90. What a great
solid
swim.
Second
Wade.
place was lane 5. That is Troy Retkamp. So NCHS goes 1-2. Lane 6, Baylor Convery got 3rd. And lane 3, 24.38 for Hoyt Carter. So normal community. That's big there, right there.
You might have just heard
it
it
was
announced.
a 20.94 was the pool record there, and Wade Pyle just
broke that record, which I think he got previously a little faster, 20.79 in this pool at the invite. But a couple of those names you mentioned just a second ago turned in best times on the season. So let's shout out Troy, who went 22.9 for a good 4/10 best time. I think
sub 23 for the first time. That's a big mark right there.
He's having a very impressive year. Congratulations, Troy. And you also mentioned Baylor coming in at 23.36. That's another best time, maybe by a half a second, if my notes are right.
Your notes are always right, Eric, so I'm sure they are correct. So we have a couple options here. We're going to be doing our diving portion next. I'm going to do my best to angle the camera towards the diving board, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But we'll also allow the announcer, his voice, to be heard a little bit more. Do you want to talk about any of the upcoming events?
Yeah, so after the diving, they fixed something in the background here. We'll talk about after the diving will be a short break. I think a 15-minute break that'll allow the boys to jump in the water and warm up, cool down. So we'll be off the air a little bit during that, and then when we rejoin you for the swimming, we'll get right into the 100 butterfly, followed by the 100 freestyle.
All right. Well, you want to take a quick break?
Let's do that while they set up the diving boards, and we'll come back for some diving.
All right. All right, we're getting ready for our diving portion. So let's just take a look. I believe that Tony Lugenbuehl is not diving. I don't know if he's sick or what, but he looks like he is not diving. So it's going to be Ian Bryson and Mason Montgomery as our only two divers. I'm not a diving expert by any stretch of the imagination. I do announce our swim meet, so I've gotten to know a little bit of the terminology. So we're going to let you listen to the camera.
Position. Degree of difficulty 1.4.
And we're just going to let him do that because he will also announce the scores. So we're out.
Judges scores. 4-1, 4-1. Mason's first dive, dive number 401, and you were dive in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.4. Judges scores. 5-1.5, 5. Ian's second dive. Dive number 103, forward, 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Judges scores. 4-5, 4-1.5. Mason's second dive, dive number 201, a back dive in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. Four, 5, 3.5. Ian's third dive, dive number 201, a back dive in the straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores. 4-5. Mason's third dive, dive number 202, a back somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. Judges scores. 4-1, 4. Ian's fourth dive, number 202. A back somersault in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores. Four, 1/2, 1/2. Basic split dive, dive number 5211. A back dive with 1/2 twist in the straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.8. Judge scores. 3 1/2, 4. Ian stiff dive, dive number 5221. A back somersault with a half twist in the free position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores. 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 4. Basic split dive, dive number 101. Forward dive in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.2. Judges scores. 5 4 1/2, 5. Ian final dive, dive number 302. A reverse somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Judges scores. Final dive. Basic final dive, dive number 301. A reverse dive in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Scores. 5 4 1/2, 4 1/2. That concludes diving. What progress?
Caitlin, it's working now.
right, so obviously, if you're just tuning in, diving just finished. So the normal community swim team has to put the diving board back up and then get the lane line situated. And then we will continue on. So we'll be back in a moment. Not sure when we're going to have diving results, but when we do, we will announce them and let you know how
Absolutely.
people did. We'll be back in a moment.
And your 2026 Intercity champion with a score of 118.
Mason Montgomery from Normal West wins the diving, 118 point something.
0.8.
0.8, and it's pretty close to his best. Where is the diving on here? There, it's in the front. 1.8, it's almost exactly his best.
Yeah, 118.
Ian did not. He had a couple dives that I'm sure that normally he nails. That he didn't. He's looks to be a pretty strong diver. So, congratulations to Mason Montgomery for winning Intercity for the diving competition.
Points for those following along at home. Mason, you mentioned 118.8. Ian came in 104.4 for second place. That's a lot of team points for both those athletes. Obviously Mason from West and Ian from Central Catholic.
The meet mobile is up now, but the team scores are not showing up, so we're not able right now to put that on there. So pool is open for a 15-minute warm-up, so those people who are watching diving and haven't been in the pool for a while can get back in the pool, get their body warmed up. That's kind of an important part of swimming. While they are doing that, why don't we go ahead and talk about the 100 fly competition. Let me get that up.
And you want to spend, I could take all 15 minutes for you to talk about your kid who's seated first. Should we do that?
No, I don't. I don't want to do that. But all right, here we go. So I'll talk about that Cooper Franz kid. It's Cooper Franz, by the way, but almost everyone that announces in a swim meet calls him Cooper Franz. His best this season was a 51.81. That was swam early against
December.
Wade Pyle.
Was it?
It was right after Wade Pyle had just
right.
gotten back from J Nats, and so he was kind of tapered. Wade beat him by a couple seconds, sub 50 for Wade. But it was a good race for Cooper to try to compete with Wade. So that's where his 51.81 came from. Let's see what his lifetime best. You're probably on it right now.
How about 51.56? Does that ring a bell, Dad?
It does. A Y Nats, which was a lot of fun last year in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, gorgeous pool.
Another Wildcat, Josh Zunkel, is also a pretty strong flyer. He won the 200 free earlier, so he's got one victory under his belt.
Absolutely.
His best this season was a 54.45 at the Iron Invite. There's a lot of season best times from that Iron Invite, and that's what happens sometimes when you're racing against your friends and people that you know well. His lifetime best was just under that at Senior State. Not IHSA State, but
Club State back
Club
in March
State.
of last year. Community represented on the third spot on the podium there, coming in, Troy Retkamp, who's having a spectacular year, a junior. Watched him swim this 100 fly at the Jayhawk Invite Saturday before last up in Rockford. Pulled out a lifetime best by 2 seconds that day. So you should have seen the smile on his face and the excitement from his teammates. It doesn't happen, as you talked about earlier in the broadcast, in the middle of the season very often, but a 57.84 for Troy was a breakout swim for him.
Well, even in these club swimmers that swim year-round and they get to this age, 2 seconds at 100 is a lot. It might not seem like it, but it's 2 seconds is a big deal in a 50. So We're going to be putting the leaderboard graphic up in a few minutes here after our Caitlin Owen gets that done. So when it comes up, we will show you, and we'll talk about that. We've got plenty of time to get that on there and see who our team leaders. We're not going to talk to you. Some people are visual learners, so they're going to want to see the graphic. Some people are auditory learners, so we'll talk about it.
That's our job.
They'll get to hear it, and they're going to see it at the same time. So as soon as Caitlin gets that in. So we got the 100 fly, followed by the 100 free. Probably my favorite back-to-back races because they're power races. A fly is definitely a power race. You just got to power through it. I used to always tell Cooper that you just got to get in beast mode when you're swimming the fly. And then the same thing with 100 free, and you get people that are just get that strong kick for the full 100, and it's also a fun one to watch. So, are you putting the team scores in? Are in. Okay.
So as Tim pulls up the team scores here, boom! Look at that.
There we go.
Let's start. We'll start at the top. I'll take normal community.
That's a good idea.
Normal community is leading the way with 208 points. Some of your leading scorers right now for community, Wade Pyle has scored 20 points. That represents his first place finish. Troy Reckcamp, Nolan Pyle, and Ethan Arndt all have scored 17 points. That's for their second place finishes. And why don't we just go one further and mention Talon Cunningham, Oliver Kirk, freshman, each scoring 15 points so far. So normal community at the top of the board right now, 208. Do you want to touch on Normal West?
Sure. So obviously 184.5 points for Normal West. Cooper Franz, Mason Montgomery, and Josh Sunkel all have 20 points. We have, let's see, Josh Bierbaum with 14 points. That's big for him. He's a junior. Hoyt Carter, 13.5 points. Evan Herbst, 11. Hunter Thompson, the freshman, with 10. It's always great to see some of those younger freshmen and sophomores make a difference. And, you know, we've talked before. You and I have talked before, and a lot of parents talking about the health of the sport in Bloomington Normal. And I wouldn't say it's the strongest it's ever been. Certainly, I think that there's some inroads that need to be made, but watching some of these young swimmers today makes me feel a little better than I have in the past about where swim is for the Bloomington Normal area.
Right on. So you mentioned the half point. We didn't address it at the time. We got caught up in the moment, but that 50 freestyle had a tie for fourth place. That's why you see, for those wondering how you score a half point, they split those points for the two places.
Yep. So Central Catholic, they have 161 points, not too far back. And I have a note here, and I need to look for it, but Central Catholic is looking to have the most points that they've ever gotten in the Intercity meet, and I think they are well on their way. Ian Bryson, obviously the diving helps. He has 22 points to lead the Saints. We've got Logan Goss, who still has the 100 back to go, and he will likely be in the top 3 of that event. He has 14 points. George Cole, who's just a freshman, he was a funky fisher. He has 13 points. We have Jonathan Blankenship and James Lawrence with 11, and the Vaughn Oakey with 10 points.
Right on. A little aside on Central Catholic, so they were supposed to have a meet down in Edwardsville on Saturday.
Got it.
And like most of the country, got well, they back up. They took a trip down there on Friday. It was a team getaway. They got the hotels for the night, Friday night.
Nice.
Bill told me Bill Rhodes, head coach, told me right as they were checking in on Friday, they got told the meet was going to be canceled. So the boys still got a fun night down in Edwardsville, but they were the only team that made it. And if I understand correctly, Edwardsville opened the doors to them, and they had a fun little session in the pool on Saturday morning, even though they couldn't have a meet. So there you go, Central Catholic.
Well, Central Catholic that I was talking about before, they're looking to try to get their best ever. Their record is 345 points. They're trying to break 400. So not only do they want to beat their record of 345, they want to crush it. So good luck to the Saints from Central Catholic.
Let's see, fourth on the leaderboard, U-High coming in at 122 points. Some of your top scorers for U-High include Lucas Lehman with 16 points, Baylor Convery also with 16 points, and Aiden Richard with 16. Dennis Owen scored 15. And finally, Rowan Kruger and Spencer Bosdorfer scored 12.
The Raiders from Bloomington, they have 52.5 points. Elliot Tolentino, 13.5 points. Obviously, he had a tie. Reeve Galfie, sophomore, 7 points. And Braden Knopfsinger, sophomore, with 4 points. So that's what our team competition looks like. I mean, it's close enough, obviously, for Normal West or Central Catholic to try to still win this thing.
Obviously, that's only 5 events down, so still got a long ways to go in this meet. We'll be here for another hour, and I expect to be pretty exciting, especially on the team leaderboard.
Yep, we're getting close to ready. Pool is still open.
I think we got about 5 more minutes before they'll be calling the timers back and getting the officials on deck and getting us ready to go here.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break,
and
we'll be back in a moment. All right, looks like we are back. And we're going to start with the 100 fly. We have 2 heats of that, so I'll talk about the first heat. They will be the first into the pool. Lane 3 is a freshman from Normal West, Hunter Thompson. Lane 4 is a senior from Central Catholic, Liam Power. Lane 5, Rowan Kruger, a freshman from U-High. And lane 6, junior from Central Catholic, Kaylin Casper. Lanes 3, 4, and 5 all separated by less than or right about 2 seconds. So should be a good race to start off our, what this would be our second section of events.
A couple freshmen in here, and these first heats, although they're obviously not the championship heat, they're all scoring points. So you score down to 15th place. So when it comes to team standings, these races are just as important as the final heat.
Agreed. So what you're saying is you'd like to see Normal West have a good thing and sneak in and take one of the points or 2 away from. That's what I heard.
You know what? That'd be ironically, your Normal West swimmer Hunter's not at the blocks.
Huh. Yeah, he
so
is.
That'd be hard to sneak in there.
He's not at the blocks.
I hope he's all right.
Not quite sure. He just missed it, and they're just talking to him about it. And he just cost the team some points. So that's unfortunate. That's too bad, but that's the way it goes.
Boy, we just walked ourselves right into that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
So we already touched on the top 3. They'll be coming up to the next heat, but for those that weren't with us, Cooper Franz will be headlining the final heat with Josh Sunkel and Troy Rettkamp beside him as your top 3.
Vaughn Oakey right behind Troy Rettkamp.
Yep.
Looking forward to watching Troy Rettkamp swim as well because, you talked about he dropped 2 full seconds, and sometimes that momentum, hey, let's drop another second or 2.
Absolutely. You have a breakout swim like that, it does a lot for your confidence.
Strong swim there by U-High's Rowan Kruger, just a freshman, time of 1:11.09. That's about a second and a half, or almost 2 seconds under his seed time.
Even Kaylin, who touched in second, is over 3 seconds faster than his seed time, so congratulations to Kaylin. But here we go, championship heat of the 100 fly for Intercity here. Dad, you want to take this one, or are you going to be too nervous?
That's fine. Garrett Knopfsinger in lane 1. You know what? I'm going to let you do it, and I'm going to watch.
Right on. You watch it, kid. Lane 2, Baylor Connery from U-High. Lane 3, Troy Rettkamp Jr. from Community. Lane 4, the aforementioned Cooper Franz from Normal West. Josh Sunkel, his teammate, a senior in lane 5. Vaughn Oakey, senior, Central Catholic. Lane 7, Oliver Kirk from Community, and his teammate, Vihan, a junior from Community, rounding out the field in lane 8. What do we got here, Tim?
Well, one of the things about fly is you've got to hit the walls right after a full stroke, and that's one thing that Cooper has not done here in this match. He did on that wall. That was a perfect wall, and it's a big deal because you want that momentum going into the wall and be able to get a good push off. So looks like it should be a pretty solid time, probably around a 52, something around that. 52.34 for Cooper and a 55.83. So just off Cooper's best, which again was done much earlier in the season. So that's a good sign for Cooper. In third place was lane 2, Baylor Convery. That's a solid race for him. And then Troy Rettkamp right under him. Add a little bit of time, but you said, he dropped 2 seconds earlier. So
58.27 for Troy. Fifth place was Oliver, freshman from Community, 101.61. I know Oliver's dying to get under a minute. He's at he was went 1:00.06, so he's itching to break a minute. But he's got a lot of season left to pull that off. Lane 6 was in 6th place. That was Vaughn Oakey. Congratulations to Josh. He took second in this event 2 years ago and back on the podium again. All right, they're diving in for the 100 freestyle. They don't break for us here. Let's read them down here. Ishan, a freshman from U High in lane 2. Ethan Lavaza from U High in lane 3, a senior. Lane 4, Camden from Central Catholic. Lane 5, Daniel from Central Catholic. Maddox from Normal West. And Reeve Galfie from Bloomington, a sophomore, in lane 7. As these boys finish the back half of the race, we'll talk a little bit about the championship heat coming up next. It'll be headlined by Wade Pyle. Wade is the 2-time defending Intercity champion. He won this event in 24 and in 25, both in the 48 points, but I expect him to be much faster today. Seated second will be Sam Grosjean from Community, 51.22. And Lucas Lehman will be seated third from U High, 52.13.
All right, let's take a quick look. Sorry, I had some problems. That was one of the changes that was made last minute. So I had the wrong people up there, as you saw that for 1 second.
There you go. So those are the names I just read off. And
I got Sam Grosjean twice there. Sorry about that.
Oh, Sam gets all the attention.
That was Sam. That's what happened. That was one of the events that I wasn't sure about, and I thought that I had changed it, and I didn't. So I apologize to, who am I apologizing to? That's seated third.
Oh, seated third. I
Lucas Lehman.
Lucas from U High.
Yeah, sorry about that, Lucas.
Real quickly before they jump in the water, taking that heat in first place was Daniel Becker in a time of 58.28. So congratulations, Daniel. Looks like they are going to break for us, so we'll read off other finishers of that heat. Second place was Camden from Central Catholic in a time of 1:00.51, and in third place in that heat went to Reeve Galfie from Bloomington, 102.4. Like I said before, Wade comes in, the 2-time defending Intercity champion in this event.
Whenever he gets in the pool, you kind of need to take a look at the board and see what the pool record and the team record is. So I don't know if you've taken a look at that. You might want to.
He has already he already owns the school record in a 55.19. The pool record is 46.14. I don't remember what he did at the invite. He may have already broke that, but I didn't take those notes. What I do know is he did go 45.56 at the Macomb invite to lead off the year, and did that as a relay lead off, and then took off for Winter Juniors and swam a very impressive 44.62 there. Sam Grosjean also in this heat. He had a season best at the same invite, the Macomb invite, to start off the year with a 51.22, which is his seed time today. He finished off the 2025 season at sectionals going 50.56, which is a lifetime best for Sam.
So I think what they decided to do was give us a second so that I could change that graphic
Look at
and
you.
make it correct. There we go.
Impressive.
Let's say it again. Wade Pyle, 45.56. Full 3.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds above the Sam Grosjean, and then Lucas Lehman. So looking forward to this race.
You've got 3 community swimmers all side by side in lane 4, 5, and 6. Needless to say, that's Wade Pyle in the center of the pool. Keep an eye on him as he hammers towards that first turn.
Sam Grosjean looks like he's got a slight lead on Lucas Lehman. Lane 2 looking pretty strong. Jackson Tamara from Normal West.
I got Wade at that first turn at 21.92, which is...
That's pretty good if you're counting.
Yeah, for frame of reference, the 50 free state cut is 21.73, and he almost went that leading off the 100 free. No surprise, it's Wade touching the wall first with a very impressive time. That is a new pool record if he didn't already set that earlier this year.
Second place goes to Sam Grosjean. Third place to Lucas Lehman. Fourth place to Jackson Tomera. And fifth place to Talon Cunningham. So Normal Community getting all sorts of points. That one
Sam's time of 50.80 is a new season best for Sam, and it's only about a quarter second off of his lifetime best, so congratulations to Sam.
Well done, Sam.
And rounding out the podium, you mentioned, was lane 3.
Okay, so
Lucas
we have
Lehman.
14 heats of the 500-yard freestyle. No, we have 2. So lane 2 is Matthew Chapman from Normal West. Lane 3, Noah Huber from Central Catholic. Lane 4, Paul Cotters from Central Catholic. 5, Ashrith Pana from U-High. Lane 6, Matt Hughes. Not sure if that's the Matt Hughes' son that I know. They grew up with from Washington High School. And Braden Knopfsinger in lane 7 from Bloomington. Best seed time here is a 6:44.73. We're going to have plenty of time to talk.
Yes, we are.
Because obviously the 500 free takes a while. Right now they're just waiting to get everyone set as counters. That's kind of an important part of the 500 free. You have to know what, I mean, I would get lost, probably wouldn't even know what I was swimming after the 3rd length. So here we go. And just getting, Matthew just wanted to get a little wet. It's understandable. We're going to try the camera on for a little bit, just kind of in the background. And they are off. Grueling race, but you know, they do these, they do a lot of yardage every day in practice, so it might seem like a lot, but when they're out there, as long as they can pace themselves and start off at the right pace, usually they're pretty good. They're not even tired after they're done.
You've never interviewed them after they're done, have you?
Nope.
So 500, of course, 20 lengths of the pool. Like you said, the fastest time in this particular heat is 6:44 for Paul there in the center of the pool. All these boys are, most of them split about 35 for that first 50. What's fun is for a couple of these boys here in the middle of the pool, they're going to get a chance to race someone in their speed. Whereas if they were one faster, they might be stuck on the outside of the next heat. But these 2 boys here from U-High and Central Catholic will have an opportunity to swim side by side.
Yeah, I wonder how much that has to do with, you know, you have a 500 racer, obviously, so you probably know a little more than I do. Cooper has swam the 500 before, but that's never been one of his races.
Under duress?
Yeah, like are they paying attention to the guy next to them, or are they just in their zone? Are they worried about pacing? Are they, you know, the person that's keeping the lap counter is supposed to be shaking that counter if they need to speed it up. Try to give me some mindset of the 500 swimmer.
So you mentioned the counters. There's a lot that goes into being a good counter. The counter will have had conversation with the 500 swimmer in advance of the race and should have an understanding of what pace they want to achieve that day. And you'll see signs given by the counters. Now, some people will use left side and right side to indicate speed up or slow down. Some counters will shake the board, so up and down is usually a good sign that they want you to speed up. Back and forth is usually a sign to indicate you're right on pace. If you ever see the number flipped upside down, that means you're so far off pace. It's laughable, so that's a good chuckle. But you might also see the counter look over at the head coach. The head coach might give indication to the counter to tell the swimmer to speed up or hold their pace. So there's a lot that goes into it. You also ask what they think about, right? Are they racing the person next to them or trying to stay on pace? And I ask Ethan that quite a bit. And I would say every race is a little bit different for Ethan. Sometimes it really is a race against the person next to him, but more times than not, you really have to listen to your body, especially in the first 200. You can't win the 500 early in the race, but you
But
sure
you can
could.
lose it.
You
Yep.
sure can.
That's a great point.
So for some races, yeah, it's you're trying to win, right? But other times, maybe in the middle of the season, you're trying to hold pace or challenge yourself to swim the race in a slightly different way. Perhaps take it out a little bit faster, maybe negative split, which would mean build the race so you're doing each 50 a little faster. So that's a conversation between the swimmer and the coach about trying different strategies in the 500 to see where you're most effective and where you feel the most fresh, being able to bring that home in the last 100 to 150.
As I'm looking at the counters, they're just flipping off 11. I'm reminded of a story one time when Cooper was swimming the 500, and Alexa Starkey, who was an Illinois Wesleyan swimmer, now a teacher in Unit 5, was the counter for him. And at one point, the number 21 came up instead of 11. And so it was just several years after that, we would just say checkpoint 21. And it would just be a memory. I think I have a couple pictures of Cooper made a couple signs and put it on her locker, because I'm a teacher at West, and put it up on her locker that said checkpoint 21. And certainly swimming is good for memories like that.
Well, we're reaching the 3/4 pole for a couple of these boys.
It's looking like lane 5 is in the lead right now, and that is Ashrith Pana from U-High, senior. It's hard to tell. I can't do math like that quickly in my head to know exactly what the pace is. I'm sure you can.
Well, I'm going to cheat and look at the scoreboard and see things like 46 and 47 as their 50 splits on the board to give us some indication of where they're at.
And those are numbers that you're familiar with, obviously, as a dad of someone who swims the 500. I'm more of the 100 and the 200.
See, I get the benefit along the way of that feedback and knowing whether he's having a good race or not quite where he wants to be.
Yep, and you know what? There's not a darn thing you can do about it.
Yep. Laugh.
If it's going well, it's just one of those things as a parent. You just got to be positive and there in the moment for them.
Well, we wrap up this first heat. We're going to get an air horn in just a second, indicating our lead swimmer has but 50 yards to go here.
It wasn't the best of the
it was pretty weak
horns. I might want to check the air level.
Maybe our folks at home just.
I mean, he had one opportunity. You don't get another one. They don't do it for anything else. So,
want to talk about the those seated highest here in the 500.
Great idea.
Well, you pull up that overlay. Look at that. We got 3 gentlemen seated 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
Let's start.
Apparently, Ethan Arndt is a normal community Wildcat.
Oh, look at you.
I apologize. That was another one of those races that we weren't sure exactly who was going to be swimming what, so I apologize to the Ethan Arndt family, if you know anyone.
Yeah, I'll make sure they get the message.
So Josh Sunkel is seated first.
I'm going to pause right there. It's actually Pearson who's swimming today. So Josh often swims the 500, but Pearson's going to take the 500 top seed time. Go ahead.
Me on that. 4:56.76. So it looks like he's got 9 seconds on Ethan. I don't buy that at all. Ethan had a pretty strong swim earlier. Pearson has not been a 500 swimmer, so he's kind of new to this. There's always the risk in an intercity match like this when you haven't done it a lot of times that maybe you come out too strong. So it's going to be a more interesting race than a 9-second differential. I pretty much guarantee that.
Pearson has been swimming extremely well, though.
He has.
To pull off a 4:56 in the middle of the season is very impressive. So you mentioned Pearson, seated second. Ethan Arndt from Community, the Community Wildcats, right?
Yes.
He comes in seated 5:05.59, which he swam, like we mentioned a few times, at the Iron Invite right here in this same pool a couple weeks back.
Lifetime best, though, 4:58 at last year's sectionals.
You and I sat and called that race.
He definitely has the sub-5 in him.
And rounding out the top three here is Lane Wills, also from Community. Lane has been having an exceptional season.
Shout out to Dewey Wills, who's having to do some work tonight and not
Yeah,
able
but
to be here.
I saw his comment on the podcast, so he is watching. All of us and his boy. He complimented you and I, so
well, that's
take that for what
high
it's worth.
praise because he's a really good swim announcer.
So Lane Wills coming in at 5:18.33, also swam at the Iron Invite. But we are going to turn it over to the referee here and get these boys going in the 500.
All right. Sorry. Lane 1, Colin Skeet, freshman from Bloomington High School, a long family of swimmers. Josie used to swim with Cooper. Spencer Bosendorfer from the U-High is senior in lane 2. Lane Wills in lane 3 from Normal Community. Pearson Odland from Normal West, junior in lane 4. Lane 5 is Ethan Arndt, senior from Normal Community. Lane 6, Josh Bierbaum, a junior from Normal West. And rounding out our last two is Camden Rabideau from Central Catholic. He's just a freshman. And then also a freshman from Normal Community, Leo Reckamp. That's Troy's younger brother. So,
well, I told you Lane Wills was having a great season, and he is off like a rocket, hanging with Pearson here in lane 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, they turned and hit it right
56.
at the same time.
Yep. Right behind them is Ethan, about a body length back.
And, you know, I'm not saying that they ever talk strategy as a team, but, you know, you could say, hey, you know, they're called pacers, right? And in cross country, and someone that's going to go out fast and see who's going to come with them. That could be the play there of trying to get someone to maybe swim a little faster, or it could just be that he wants
Lane's
it.
having a good day. Yeah, give it up for Lane. If nothing else, I love the fact that he's taking this thing out so fast. A little bit of history while these boys swim. So I look back here. It looked like last year's champion, Dominic Talby, went 5:00, followed by Ethan in 5:03. And in 2024, Ethan was actually the 500 champion as a sophomore. But I didn't write his time.
Well, you also have, you know, when you get to sectionals, you have some other people, and then obviously that swimmer from Metamora as a senior this year, Ethan Grove.
Yep.
So he'll be in the mix. I guess Washington has a foreign exchange student that is a 500 swimmer, so that guy will be in the mix as well. So
I love what Lane's doing here. At the halfway point, he's going to turn right under 230.
He's still looking strong.
Yeah, both Lane and Pearson touching just under 230, which is on pace for 5 flat, which would be if Lane holds it onto this, I will be so excited for him. And I'm sure Dewey watching at home will not be invited back if his son does so well without him here.
Yep. Those are the prices you have to pay when you're a parent.
So at the 300, you've got Pearson touching in 3:01 and Lane in 3:02. Both all three boys, actually, Lane, Ethan, and Pearson, all between 31.6 and 31.9. So they're all swimming about the same pace right now. Now's when all of them feel like they've got a piano on their back, right?
Yep.
That they're really going to have to push through.
I would have felt that way a while ago.
Yeah, after the first 50?
Potentially sooner. Pearson's looking strong, but Lane Wills is looking very strong as well. He's not, his head is coming out a little bit more for the breath. But he's got a pretty strong stroke. It looks like Ethan's starting to make a little charge as well. This could come down to the wire.
Yep, with only 100 to go. Now you're going to start to see hopefully you'll start to see their kick start to pick up, their turnovers start to pick up slightly as they empty the barrel for the last 100. Sam down there in lane 3 really pumping that lane card, getting Lane going, as Lane has a tremendous swim here.
Yeah, this has been fun to watch. Lane 2 is looking pretty strong as well. That's Jackson Tomera. No, sorry, that's the wrong race. That's Spencer Bosendorf, senior from U-High. Pearson Odlin gets the horn. It sounded a little better this time.
Sure did.
But Lane Wills just continuing his strong swim here tonight. He's going to be dropping some decent time here. Looks like Pearson is going to add a decent amount of time. But again, this is a tough race to race mid-season when they're getting ready to start their taper. So
your Intercity champion right there in the middle of this pool is Pearson Odlin, clocking a 5:04.90. Lane Wills with a tremendous swim. Look at the boys.
Yeah, they're excited.
Holy cow. Lane
that is so much fun.
Lane 5:08.33. Look at all the community boys there.
It's a 10-second drop.
Look at Lane. He is beyond excited.
That is awesome.
What a swim for Lane. Ethan, congratulations. 5:09.83, third place. That's all we got so far as we wait for fourth place to come in.
And I think that's going to be lane 2 if I'm not mistaken. Although, no, looks like Josh Beerbaum.
Didn't get to mention his name much, but Josh had looks like a great swim, 5:40.
That's lane 6.
Dewey, if you're watching at home, the entire team is just over the moon excited for Lane right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're all gathering around, and well deserved. You dropped 10 seconds. I don't care what the race is. A great, great swim.
Let's see, fifth place was lane 2, Spencer from U-High in a 5:54. Sixth place in lane 7 was Camden from Central Catholic, 5:56.94. Leo Rettkamp, congratulations, Leo. Best time by 12 seconds out there in lane 8 in a 6:01. And Colin from BHS, 6:02.26 rounding out the field.
All right, so we have 2 heats of the 200-yard freestyle. This will be heat 1, and lane 3 is Normal West, and lane 4 is University High, and lane 5 Central Catholic. Again, we said this before, can't really tell you necessarily who's swimming because what we see on the paper is 8 swimmers that could potentially be swimming it. So
that's West B relay in lane 3, U-High's B relay, and Central Catholic C relay. So Central Catholic, it's probably more swimmers than they've had in a while, but being able to afford a C relay is awesome for them to score points.
Yeah, and I think like if you look at the difference between Normal Community and Normal West, Normal Community has 3 relays in the top 8, and West has 1 relay in the top 8. And those are huge points.
Yeah, I think the top 2 A and the B relays are scoring relays, and the C relay is exhibition.
That's why it's got an X on there. That makes sense.
I didn't even catch that. Hey, look at that.
Yep.
Well, then I'll go with that.
Yep. So it's like Central Catholic is taking the lead after the second 50. Do you want to talk about the top seeds real quick?
Absolutely. So coming in seeded.
Hold on just a second here. Let's look. I've got a graphic for it, believe it or not. I don't know if these are the right times or not, but they're close enough.
Yeah, so maybe it's worth mentioning that there's 3 relays in high school swimming, and the boys typically swim, they can only swim 4 events, and they typically swim 2 individuals, 2 relays. So the seed time for one of the relays is often slower than what you'll see on race day, but coming in, you've got Normal Community seeded first, Normal West seeded second, and U-High seeded third. U-High was your champions last year in 2025. Your 2024 champion was Community. Yeah,
it's another thing that's very interesting about, a couple things about relays. As we, looks like Central Catholic is going to win. Their seed time was 1:59.8, and they got a 1:56.4.
Good for them.
Good swimming for them. The seed times are hard to know because, again, they could be using best times of individuals, or they could be using the best time a relay has. So it's the seat times mean nothing because you don't even know who's going to race. So you're going to have your best swimmers. It looks like Normal Community and Normal West, and it looks like U-High are stacking their 2 free, which means they're swimming their best swimmers.
Absolutely. I see Nolan down there leading off in lane 4. Who jumped in the water for West? I didn't look.
That's Cooper Franz.
Yeah. Logan Goss in lane 2 for Central Catholic, it looked like.
So Cooper has a slight edge coming out of there.
Looks like Pearson jumping into the water for West after a great swim by your boy.
22.79. It's not bad. I'm sorry, 22.10.
Yep, 22.79 was Pyle's time.
And I'm thinking this is Pearson Odland.
Yep. And next to him, Sam Grogine. Looks like for Community, we got Troy Retkamp jumping in the water, and for West, we have...
No, right, almost right at the same time. I think that's Jackson Tomera. Josh Shunkel just came out of the water, so
yep.
U-High's, they just turned right at the same time. The problem is you got Wade Pyle versus Pearson Odland, and Pearson's a really good swimmer, but it looks like actually Troy Retkamp took over. And so Normal Community is going to win this relay, but a good swim by both of them. Looks like U-High is going to take 3rd.
Wade coming home and Pearson not far behind. I think I called Pearson's name incorrectly a second ago when Josh was in the water.
Yeah,
but
that's all right.
Wade Pyle coming into the wall with
127.47.
You got it, which I think the boys are pretty excited about that because it breaks the school record.
Yes, it does.
So congratulations to them. They tried to get it on Saturday, but didn't.
I think that record is going to be broken in a few weeks at sectionals.
For sure.
So a good swing. Troy Retkamp has really stepped up, and that's definitely helped them.
You mentioned West took 2nd. Looks to me like
got
U-High 3rd.
This should be
Central Catholic 4th. Go ahead.
Time for a break here, I believe. They take a little break.
So congratulations to the 4 boys that are going to get their name on the wall. Both of the Pyle boys, Nolan and Wade, Sam Grogine, and Troy Retkamp.
I don't know if you've heard that before. That's about the 3rd time so far we have heard that. So let's take a quick look at our team totals after the 100-yard freestyle. Does not include the 500-yard freestyle and the freestyle relay that just happened. We have a little bit of a widened gap, but pretty close to the same. Normal Community 249, Normal West 224.5, Central Catholic 187, U-High 148, and Bloomington 63.5.
Those team scores do not include the 500 yet, so expect that to change as soon as we get those results added. And of course, the relays will be included as well. Shout out to Central Catholic, who, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, has a goal of trying to reach 400 points today for the first time ever. They come in 3rd. U-High in 4th, followed by Bloomington High School with 63.5 points.
So looking at that, there's still 5 more events after that. We're going to know more here in a few seconds because with only 3 events left, there's really not much that West could do in the last 3 events to take over. So it's really looking at this point like Normal Community is going to win the Intercity team title. I think going in, that was probably most likely. We're not odds makers, but the odds were definitely in their favor. They got a pretty strong team, and there's been some swimmers who have definitely stepped up and had good races today.
Some of your top point scorers for Community so far. Obviously, this is a little skewed because you've got some boys who have had 2 events to score
Correct.
points in, and some that have only had 1. You know what? I was going to read this off, but I'm not convinced it's accurate, so I'm just going to pause on that.
That's probably a good idea. Why don't we look at the next race?
Let's do it.
Might as well. Let's.
Next race, of course, while you pull that up, it's going to be well, we only have 3 to go. Next race is 100 back, then 100 breast, and the 4 free relay. So the 100-yard backstroke, you've got your top 3 swimmers pictured there.
Nolan Pyle, 52.86. That's a pretty darn good swim. That was swam at the Macomb Invite a long time ago. So
that was the first meet of the year.
First meet of the year.
When he
so
went 52.46, yeah.
It's he's got 5 seconds approximately on Aiden Richards, who's a really strong swimmer, but Nolan Pyle has really good underwaters. You'll notice that if you watch him, he's underwater for half the pool approximately on his backstroke, and that's basically a Pyle thing. That's kind of a trademark for the Pyles. They have very, very good underwaters. And then Logan Goss, great to see him back in the pool. You know, Logan's top time this year is 57.62, but his lifetime best was swam in the March of 2024, so almost 2 years ago, at a 53.8. Logan took about a year off of swim, and it takes your body a while to get back at it, but Logan is a really good backstroke swimmer, especially in the longer distances.
Absolutely. When he last swam Intercity in 2024, he was the champion in this event.
Yeah, that does not surprise me, and he would have been a sophomore at that time.
Yep. Last year, Cooper took the reign. Cooper was first, and Ethan was second last year, so look at that. But back on Logan, I'm not here to call out your graphic. I'll just give Logan his due, but Logan's actually seated second today, just ahead of Aiden.
And again, that's where I'm doing a bunch of research online and trying to go between things, and didn't have a heat sheet until about 3:15.
So
I'm sorry, Logan.
Just want to make sure you got your due, Logan.
I'm not making that change. So if you want to mentally do it, or if you want to take a picture of this screen capture and then cut and paste it, you can do it. Or
you know what? Or you could just finish second in this race, and then he'll be on the scroll on the bottom in second.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it.
Or maybe he can win. I don't. You never know.
All right, now I'm going to change it. Right?
Nah,
just going to change it, and
look at you.
I'll be back.
Now
in a
you're
moment.
showing off. So the other swimmers that'll be in the 100-yard backstroke, your 4th seed's going to be Jackson Tamara from West. He's their fastest backstroker today. Your 5th seed is Lane Wills, getting back in the pool after that extremely impressive 500. So we're about to see if he has an impressive backstroke because he's had such a good week of training, or if he has nothing left in the tank. So that'll be fun to watch. But either way, he's coming off a very impressive 500. Jonathan Blankenship is seated 6th from Central Catholic. Dhruv Joshi from your host, Normal Community, in lane 1. And your outside smoke from Bloomington, Joseph Rogie, a senior, seated 8th in a time of 108.79. I'm laughing at Tim, who is scouring the headshots right now to give Logan his due. Logan's a senior at Central Catholic. He was a swimmer here at Normal Community with the 5 boys that you see pictured on the wall, if you can see it on the camera. So shout out to your host, Normal Community's seniors. They've got their 5 pictures on the wall as we celebrate their senior year this year. They've all had a fantastic season. Those seniors are Ethan Arndt, going left to right. If you can see their pictures on the wall, left to right, Ethan Arndt, Ben Drake, Sam Grogine, Dhruv Joshi, and Wade Pyle. 3 of those boys will be planning to swim next year in college. So Ethan has committed to University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, a Division III school, about an hour and a half east of Minneapolis. Sam Grogine, breaking news, he committed this week to Youngstown State, a Division I school in Ohio. And Wade Pyle committed early or late last year to Oakland University. I think it's north of Detroit, but in Michigan. So we'll be wishing those three boys well and cheering for them as they continue their swimming career after they leave the community. And this is their last meet in this pool.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking too. Like, you know, for Wade, who's obviously breaking some records and the group breaking records, this is their last opportunity to break pool records. So it's cool to see them do that for those seniors. Well deserved, because we all know that they work really hard.
Yeah, as we wind down the season, most of these teams are staring down conference in a week and a half. I should back up. A few of these teams are going to head over to Peoria tomorrow for the freshman invite.
Oh, that's right.
It's a very fun meet for the freshmen. They do some unique distances and give these boys a chance to race just against freshmen. I believe that's at Richwoods. So most of these teams are headed there tomorrow. But conference is coming up the first Saturday in February. And a few of the teams that you see in the pool today, including Bloomington, Normal, Community, and Normal West, they're all in the same conference, so they'll be headed over to Urbana.
Good pool. A little dark for my liking, though. So, all right, here we go. Logan, this is for you.
There you go. He finished it off. So there you have. So you got Logan.
Aiden Richards' seed time was well off, according to my research. So
no
I don't
worries.
know what I was thinking, but
well, it all changes quick. We got a couple boys on the community team not here today. They found out early morning yesterday, so some shuffling took place. So it's not easy. But Ron, we'll finish off while we have a break. Talk about the rest of the season. So after conference, all these teams get a 2-week break, and your top swimmers will swim at sectionals 2 weeks later.
I'm going to see here if the team leaderboard does not look like it has been adjusted yet. So I'm going to get rid of that so we don't confuse you.
What do you got on the graphic? I can't see it.
249, I think, was what it was.
So I've got an update. Community sitting at 295, so that must be after the free relay.
Yeah.
And West 254. But our graphics department is on break just like everybody else. A well-deserved break.
Yes, agreed. She's been doing an outstanding job. So I'm going to take a quick break, and you're going to as well, because I have a question for you.
Right on.
All right, we're getting ready to do our backstroke. Again, we have 2 heats. Did you talk about the backstroke earlier?
Oh, no. Let's go ahead and set the
I'll
table.
go ahead and do that. If you want to keep working on
Sounds
that,
good.
you can. Lane 2, the Matt Hughes, sophomore from University High. And lane 3 is Silas Horn, sophomore from Normal West. Lane 4, Mason Montgomery, a junior from Normal West. Anthony Coletta is in lane 5, senior from Central Catholic. And Ethan Lavazza, senior from University High. He is in lane 6. The top seed time for this particular heat is 1:11.36. Mason Montgomery, who is also the diving champion.
I'm laughing because Dewey texted me, Lane's not going to let him ever come to a swim meet again after that performance.
And that's exactly what you were talking about. So, all right, here we go. Mason Montgomery taking a strong lead in this one, and he was our diving champion, and he definitely has the best seed time in this particular heat. Seed time, I believe, was 1:11. It's coming in about 33 seconds. Lane 5 is Tristan. I'm sorry, that's the wrong event. Lane 5 is Anthony Coletta from Central Catholic. He is in 2nd place. Behind him, lane 3, Silas Horn, sophomore from Normal West. And Mason Montgomery is going to take it right about where his seat time was, 1:12.62, about 0.7 seconds. Anthony Coletta in 2nd place with the time of 1:19.41. Silas Horn in 3rd place with a time of 1:23.23. And in 4th place, lane 2. So here we go. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. I apologize. Let's see if we can get this graphic up here real quick. And it doesn't look like it.
This is the 100-yard backstroke. So this is the special graphic you created.
We can
with Logan.
Yeah,
so
we've already seen it.
Yep.
Let's see it one more time. Nope, that's the breaststroke.
That's right.
So thanks a lot.
Sorry. All right.
Here we go.
Nolan Pyle in the middle of the pool in lane 4. Logan Goss and Aiden Richards on each side of him.
And Nolan will win this by his underwaters. You'll see how long it takes him to get out of the water. It's just a strong underwaters for him.
Nolan comes in with a seat time of 52.46. He swam that the first meet of the season over in Macomb, and that's his lifetime best.
Looks like Aiden Richards is having a really good race as well. A nice 27.66 for him on his first split.
Very good start for him. Aiden's lifetime best is a 57.22 that he swam in this pool sectionals last year.
Remember it well because Cooper tied.
Oh, that's right. They tied to go to state. But back in today's meet, we've got Nolan finishing strong in a time of 54.71. Great job, Nolan. 2nd place is going to go to Aiden Richards in lane 3.
Third place was Jackson Tomera.
Yeah, we didn't chat much about Jackson's. Sorry, Jackson, but congratulations on your 3rd place finish. And in 4th place,
lane 2 was
heard of him? Lane Wills.
Lane Wills, man.
Having a day.
Added about a second, but above his seed time. So
we're going to kick it to the last individual event of the meet, the 100-yard breaststroke. We'll have 2 heats. First heat's going to feature a pair of swimmers from Central Catholic and a pair from U High. We've got Tanner Walker, a sophomore, and Camden Rabideau in lanes 3 and 4. And then the U-High boys, Tristan and Ashrith, are in lanes 5 and 6, respectively.
Seed times from lane 3, 4, and 5 all pretty close. So should be a pretty strong race. Looking like Camden Rabideau is taking the lead at the wall for the first 25.
Both Central Catholic boys here are going to come into the wall 1-2 at the halfway point. 37 flat for Camden. 37.94 for Tanner. As we prepare for the championship heat coming up next, we're going to be treated to a spectacular race, I think. Top seed Sam Grogine and second seed Pearson Odlin have battled, and they're clearly the class of the field, but they have battled all year long.
Take a look at that graphic. You can see it on the board. I'm going to take it off for a second here so we can see the finish of this race, and then we'll put it right back on.
119.84 is your time for Camden, touching the wall first, followed by his teammate Tanner in 121.83. Like I was saying, the center of the pool is where all the attention should be on Sam and Pearson. They've gone back and forth. I think they've each won at different points of the season. And then worth mentioning, the third seed is a freshman, Mason LeCamp, having a great season for community.
All right, here we go. This is one of the better races of the day here between Pearson and Sam Grogine.
The rest of the swimmers include Evan Herbst in lane 1, Vihan from community in lane 2, Mason in lane 3, George Cole from Central Catholic in lane 6, Colin in lane 7 from Bloomington, and Alex Betts from West. But let's turn our attention back to Sam and Pearson as they lead the way at the first turn.
Really good pull out by Sam Grogine there after the 25 pull out. They touched the wall almost at the same time, and Sam just absolutely exploded off the wall.
You see Dad down there timing, leaning over and giving a shout to his boy here as he takes the lead going into the third length. Boy, they both turned in impressive splits, both sub 29 on their opening 50, but Sam is pulling away here. Come on, Sam.
Yep, as a senior, that's what you want to do. You want to end your Intercity on a positive note, and he's definitely going to be doing that.
As
right about 1 minute, 1 minute point, 101.1. So good solid race. Pearson at 103.14.
Congratulations to both those boys. We mentioned Mason LeCamp, a freshman.
Yep,
he's going to take third place in 1:11.66.
Looks like lanes, fourth place is lane 6, which is George Cole, another freshman. In fifth place was lane 2. That was Vihan
from community.
From community, exactly. Thank you.
Yep. And sixth place was Colin over there from Bloomington, another freshman. Wow, some good swims by 3 freshmen in that field.
All right, so we are getting close here, getting ready to do our final event of the day, which is our 400 free relay. Looks like we've got something going on, not sure, maybe.
I see Adam, the coach of Bloomington, talking to the official over there. Looks like we're going to have a couple minutes here while the officials chat. Perhaps they saw something in that breaststroke they need to address.
So in our final heat of the relay, again, this is really hard to tell because we don't really know who is swimming. Normal Community has the top seed at 317, then Normal West at 321, and U High at 331. You're only allowed in high school to swim in 2 individual events and 2 relays, or 3 relays and 1 individual event. So most teams, especially if they're not totally deep, have their swimmers, their top swimmers, swim 2 team events, or 2 relays, and then 2 individual events. So you can't have every relay, especially if you only have so many swimmers. You're not maxing out like some of the Hinsdale Central is like, okay, let's see, are we going to take someone that swims a 21.4 or a 21.42 as our 7th person on our relay?
So we got 4 teams in the water. We've got lane 3 from Central Catholic, lane 4 Community, lane 5 U High, lane 6 West. The only swimmer I recognize is Ben Drake, a senior from Community, leading off this relay for Normal Community. So congratulations, Ben, as he enjoys his last swim in this pool.
Well, I guess technically not the last swim, because they'll have some practices
of course
to go for conference, but his last meet, last competition as a Normal Community Ironman. The Drakes are awesome people. They sponsored last year's sectional for Drake Orthodontics. We still continue to be thankful for that, as there's been quite a few views of that particular event. Right about 1 minute for University High there. Pretty strong lead. Ben Drake putting Normal Community in 2nd place. Central Catholic currently in 3rd. And that is Bloomington in 4th place. And this is the first heat of 2 for the last event of the day. So we hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast. Feel free to give us some comments, all positive. We don't want to hear anything negative. And hopefully you did enjoy it. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun to see something that your kid loves and enjoys doing get some of the recognition that sport deserves.
And then stay tuned afterwards, right? We got a treat for the first time. I think we're going to get some of these boys.
Yeah, we're going to interview a couple of the swimmers from the winning team. It's not official yet who has won, but barring some type of, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be Normal Community. So we're going to try this for the first time, and if it goes well, we will also do it for our sectional broadcast, which will come up in a couple weeks. At this point, we're probably not going to live stream conference, although that is still a possibility. I'm certainly not going to be doing overlays for the conference tournament, but I've been in touch with the Urbana coach. Their lighting is not the best.
Oh, you mentioned it being dark.
And it's hard for them to even see the walls.
You mentioned sectionals. Who's hosting sectionals?
We are. Normal Community West. Normal Community West Ironman. I'm getting confused today as what's what. So Normal West will be hosting on the 21st of February, I believe, is the sectional date this year.
Yep, sounds right to me.
And unfortunately for everyone listening, you're going to have to listen to Eric and I again for that.
Wow, the number of people watching our stream just decreased. What happened there?
No, it didn't. Looks like Normal Community is taking a, wow, I mean, he hit the wall almost the same time. A big comeback there. Normal Community on U High as they head into their last leg of this 400 freestyle relay, turning at the same time. This is going to be down to the wire here. Kind of looks like Normal Community's got a slight advantage. Ethan Roki in the water for Normal West. Central Catholic currently in 3rd place. And it certainly looks at this point like Normal Community is going to take first place in Heat 1. Their seed times don't really mean anything, so I can't really compare. But I can tell you that it looks like Normal Community is going to take the first heat with a time of 4:22.55. University High in second place at 4:28.36. Central Catholic is going to come in at 4:41.92. I always find it interesting sometimes when the board, like at one point, it said 4:42, and then it stops and it goes to the actual time of 4:41.92, like time goes backwards. Just takes a second for it to register. So, Normal West Ethan Roki in the pool, finishing up his 100 freestyle, the fourth leg of the 400 freestyle relay.
Crowd all chanting Ethan's name, which is got to be fun for him and especially for his family, who I know is in the stands.
And Normal West will finish with a time of 5 minutes 55.51. I think that was a soft touch, so I think it was somewhere around 5:54. And we have our final heat of our final race, the 2026 Boys Intercity Swim Meet. Lane 1 is Normal West. That's a B team. Lane 2, Central Catholic's A team. Lane 3, U-High is A team. Lane 4, Normal Communities A team. Lane 5, Normal West A team. Lane 6, Normal Communities B team. Lane 7, BHS A team. And Lane 8, Central Catholic's B team. So let's see what we get out of the relays here. BHS switching it up there a little bit, changing who is going to be first. Still switching it up. And they don't have enough swimmers. So, no lane 7. Do you have enough questions over there?
Yeah, you know, I'm quiet because I'm working on, well, I got 5 seniors to interview in a second. I want to make sure I had 5 good questions for all of them. Looks like U-High taking the early lead, followed by, looks like Talon in the water for Normal Community and Normal West. Who you got for West? Can you tell?
I cannot tell.
All right, wait, sorry to put you on the spot there. But a nice battle between those 3 swimmers, U-High, Talon from Community, and West. Jumping into the water next is going to be Ethan Arndt for Community.
Looking like Hoyt Carter for Normal West. Not sure about U-High, but these all 3 of these swimmers going out pretty strong. Who is this again for Normal Community? Looks.
That's Ethan.
Ethan. Okay, got it. He's.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a hard time.
No, I wasn't paying any attention.
Nope.
I apologize, but he's looking like he is gaining a little separation.
Yeah, he's his sprinting's been coming along this year. Looks like the scoreboard's not quite right, so I can't give you a time.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling away from both the U-High and the Normal West swimmers. Those 2 are side by side, although there is a lane in between them.
Ethan with a strong swim. Blocked right now, but I think that's Oliver jumping in the water. This is, if this holds, this will be Community taking all 3 relays today, which I know was a goal of theirs.
Yeah, that was pretty much a given unless there was some type of false start. But a really good swim here by Normal Community, kind of putting an exclamation point on their Intercity win.
And I'd say the breakout swimmer of the meet for Community, Lane Wills, was standing on the block to finish this meet off in style for the home team.
It does look like U-High is closing in just a little bit. West is kind of fading a little. Well, let's see if Lane's got it in him. Powerful kick by Lane Wills. That's the Dewey special, I believe.
Long line of Wills swimmers that swam here, a couple of which are still swimming in both Chicago and Green Bay right now. Hopefully they're watching and cheering on their brother.
Paris was the oldest, I believe.
She's up in Green Bay. It's going to be a battle here, though. I like to see this, as both the Community and the U-High swimmer are going to have to give it all they got to bring this home for their team.
I think Lane Wills has said, not on my watch. Oh,
he got him.
Yeah,
Good
he
job.
did.
By 4/100ths
of a second.
Normal Community takes the last relay.
Well done.
By 4/100ths over U-High.
Well, congratulations, Dad, on
you as well. That was a lot of fun.
Intercity title. That's your third as a dad.
I guess so.
Freshman, sophomore, and senior.
Yeah, and you guys took it last year.
Yeah, I was looking at the trophy earlier on today. There's a lot of Normal Community there. They've always had a pretty strong swimming program, and they definitely have the numbers. That always helps in a meet like this, where you're going out to 15 places, you said?
Yeah, for individuals.
And
I think, I have to look on the relays, but 10, I think. Well, next steps here is I'm going to step off and head down to the pool deck and see if I can't get the 5 seniors from the winning team from Community.
All right.
And get a few comments from them before they jump in for their cool down.
Got to make sure our stuff is on here. That's kind of important.
I'll get a test from you. How do I mute it or anything like that?
It is on. Yes. All right, I'll be back in a moment. All right, so we're just kind of waiting. Obviously, the final results need to be, finalized, obviously. Want to say a couple thank yous to some people that kind of helped along the way. First of all, the coaches that sent me information so that we could populate some of this data. And obviously Eric Arndt for helping announce. Also thank you to the Piles, both Eric and Kelly, for helping me out with some pictures and some other information that they had. So we're gonna not sure. Okay. Looks like he's not ready quite yet, but he will be soon.
All right, I'm gonna make sure, Tim, if you can give me a thumbs up that the audio is working. I'm down here on the pool deck with the 5 seniors from today's winning Normal Community Ironman, winning the Intercity Championship. Let's start with Ethan. Ethan, you came in today. Your team took the team title. You finished second in the 200 free, third in the 500 free. This was your last race in your home pool. What will you remember most about being an Ironman swimmer?
I will remember most probably this whole year. The team chemistry's been great, and all the way that this is my favorite year on this team.
Thanks, Ethan. Ben, you swam in 2 relays today. It's your last. I'm going to pause here while they announce the final results.
121
and a half.
UI 354. Central Catholic 427. Normal West 481 and a half. And your 2026 Intercity champion with 582 points, Normal Community.
So congratulations to Normal Community as they receive the Intercity Championship trophy. Lane Wills is holding up the trophy after an impressive day today. Sam, you repeated today as the 100 breaststroke championship as a champion and took third in the 100 freestyle. That was an impressive day by Normal Community. There were records broken. There were breakout swims. What was your favorite moment from today's meet?
I liked watching Lane swim the 500. He's been really working hard in practice. He's kind of getting a little heat from everybody to work hard, and all the hard work he's done has paid off, and I was happy to see him see some success.
That's awesome. Nice job to him, and nice job to you, Sam. Wade, swimming's an individual sport, but it's also a team sport. What does it mean to you to win the team title after impressive showings in the 50 free and the 100 free and both of your relays?
I mean, it means everything. Like, it's just not about me anymore. It's about the whole team and everything they can do. I can only score so many points, so getting them and seeing them do their best, it means the world to me.
Speaking of scoring points, I got Drew with here. You finished top 8 in both of your individual races. What does it mean to you to win a team title in your home pool?
I'm really glad we could do what we're doing right now, and I'm really proud of my team. We've had really good team spirit throughout this whole year, and I'm really happy that this is the team I can spend my last year with.
Right on. I got one last question before the picture. I've got Ben Drake. Ben, is Coach Budek going to let you throw her in the pool?
Oh, I don't think so.
All right. So I'm going to get out of the picture here, Tim, while they take the championship picture. Congratulations to Normal Community.
All right, congratulations to the Normal Community Ironman, the 2026 boys swimming Intercity champion. Well-deserved, a lot of great swims from that group today. And that will do it for our broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We might be back for the conference swim meet in Urbana. We will be live streaming our Midwest Crossroads shootout this weekend, all day on Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock and ending at about 9. That's going to include Normal Community's game, and also will include the Normal West game. Those are the last 2 games of the evening. If nothing else, we will see you back in a few weeks, on February 21st for the sectional swim meet. So, Eric, thank you for joining us. Congratulations to your son in the Ironman, and we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
We'll do this 2 weeks at section, a couple, no more than 2 weeks at sectionals. But thank you, Tim. I know there's a ton of work that goes into making this happen. You volunteer a lot of your time and a lot of your equipment, and we appreciate the partnership with Normal West, who you obviously represent, in order to make this happen. So thanks for all your hard work.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. All
You
right,
bet.
we're off.